Congressional District, I'm going to ask Mark Greenberg to come forward.
Thank you, Marty. My only question to you is why you guys didn't do this before the convention, so I could have stayed 25 nights to talk with other RTCs, but this is a great opportunity. I'm going to make a new definition of brief. It's been extremely invigorating talking to the folks day in, day out, 12, 14 hours a day, and speaking to them about their concerns. People in this state are hurting. The unemployment rate is not 10%, it's 20%. I've been doing a poll because I've seen all these folks. Folks who can't get jobs on the first go-round coming out of college. Folks who are out of the system because they've given up. Machinists who lose their jobs after 30 years. It's absolutely, you could cry about all these people and people who are hurt. So the bottom line is when it comes to primary time, if you elect me under that primary and I win, I will dedicate whatever resources that I have to beat this guy, Chris Murphy, because he can't sit. We have to give him his pink slip. And I make that commitment that once I win the primary, I will defeat this guy. How's that for brief? Thanks.
I ask Justin Bernier to come forward for the 5th Congressional District.
Just because Joni Rell's not on this ballot doesn't mean Brookfield gets to stay home. I had the pleasure of working for Governor Rell in her cabinet from late 2007 to 2009, and during that time was able to return a lot of my budget to the back to the Treasury. Now, prior to that, I worked in Vietnam. Let me just say, I never served in Vietnam. In Afghanistan in 2007, where I was honored to serve with a bunch of great Americans. Now the real threat to America is at home. It's Congress. We've got a Congress that is spending us into bankruptcy and that doesn't have any plan for prosperity. I'm not going to go into that. You already know that. That's why you're here tonight. But what I want to promise you is this. When I get down there, I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not going to talk about a jobless recovery. But what is a jobless recovery? This is like a foodless meal. Or it's like a roofless house. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to talk about America not being able to compete because we live in a global economy. We've always lived in a global economy. And I'm not going to make excuses for why America can't compete because we've got a Chinese competitor across the way. We're going to do something about it, and that's moving the politicians aside, getting taxes lower and spending lower, getting the cost of health care down, and making sure we get the cost of energy down. And when we do those things, we're going to find out that America's not going to just compete. We're going to be prosperous again. We're going to kick everyone's butt, and we're going to bring this economy back and make this, again, it already is the greatest country in the world, we're going to make it even greater. So thank you. I hope you'll come out in August 10th and support me.
Next, we're going to call on State Senator Sam Caligiuri.
Everyone, and thank you so much for being here. Very briefly, I want to tell you, and many of you have heard me say this, I've been active in our party for a long time, since I was 18 years old, and I can never remember a year when we have had more high-quality candidates seeking the Republican nomination from top to bottom than we have this year. I have never been prouder to be a Connecticut Republican. Thank you to every candidate who's running here tonight. And my friends, we are 4 months away from giving Connecticut and the 5th District one of the best gifts we can ever give them when we retire Chris Murphy once and for all, and we need your help to get there. I have to tell you, given the quality of the competition, I can't tell you how proud I am to be the party-endorsed candidate, having won the convention on May 21st with almost 70% of the vote, a substantial part of which is due to the town of Brookfield, whose support was significant and which I will always value and always appreciate. Thank you, Brookfield, for your support at the convention. My friends, we have a primary, and there are 2 ways you can run a primary. You could run it against one another, or you could run it against the person who's the real enemy, Chris Murphy. I am doing, and every mail piece I run, in every TV ad we run. We are focused on the real enemy. The real enemy is Chris Murphy. We are running this primary to advance the ball against Chris Murphy. That's why I'm asking for your vote. That's why I believe we're going to win, and that's why I believe we're going to knock him off in November. I am asking you for your support on the August 10th primary, and then again in November 2nd. Thank you all very, very much.